David Hatch leads the Cronulla Sharks on, a team that is in outstanding form with Docking at fullback, Corkery, Ettinghausen, McGaw, Davidson, Speechley and Spina. The forwards Hatch, Miller, the playmaker, Wilson, Diamond, Massey and Lee. It was a great performance from the Sharks last week. Ettinghausen continued his great form from State of Origin. He played well last weekend and again during the week.
Newcastle, important for them that they have to stay in touch today and start proving to everybody they can win away from home. Frendo at fullback, Gordon, McCormick, Doyle, Krecker, Hagan, Fulmer, the forwards Glanville, Butterfield, Boyd, Johnston, Mullane and Sargent. Mark Sargent made it to the State of Origin match of Game 3 last Wednesday night. Hagan is skipper today from the bench from Queensland from Wednesday night. Referee is Neil Armand, who makes his appearance in the top grade match of the round. Newcastle to kick off. Just how strong is this breeze, Billy Anderson?
Graham, it's a southerly. It's absolutely ripping through here. It feels like it's coming off the South Pole. Cronulla won the toss. They've got it at their back. Expect them to use it.
Miller, he'll be one to use it. In the headgear this afternoon, bumping run. Newcastle's forwards are their strength to lay on an upset, maybe. Boyd, they really charged in there. Diamond, straight into the waiting arms of Mullane. Luke Massey gets knocked backwards a step. Whilst it's overcast, there hasn't been any rain for the last hour or more.
Look at that run.
That kick well and truly down deep for Krecker. McGaw is there. He won't beat McGaw. He gets assistance from his lock forward and skipper Hatch. Newcastle one would expect to spend nearly all of the 40 minutes down here. Krecker out of dummy half. Fulmer away for Sargent. He'll be heavily marked by the Newcastle pack. Had a big game against Canterbury last round. Johnston, another former Bulldog. Frendo, kick that was virtually going to go nowhere, touched and put everybody on side. Corkery knocked down, but the penalties come for the Sharks. This should be a shot at goal. Alan Wilson comes over from nearly 40 metres out. Very deliberate approach to the football. He'll nearly put it out of the ground with the breeze behind him. No goal, it goes dead. Well and truly. 0-0 Cronulla and Newcastle. Fulmer. There's going to be problems trying to make any sort of success out of line dropouts and 22s into the breeze. Across the paddock. That's another example of keeping your passes nice and short too.
Yes, they've got to do that. Pass will float around in this strong wind. Just talking about who's going to be marked closely, I think Gavin Miller will probably run as a decoy initially. I don't think he'd be taking the football because I think that all the Newcastle players will be very aware of his ball skills.
Fulmer is not going to risk it into the breeze. Sargent's just going to try and run. Hagan went for a switch of play. They stayed open with Boyd. They wrap it now through Glanville. Fulmer stays in the dummy half. Frendo up in the front line. 32 out from the Sharks try line. Butterfield. They're on their last tackle, the Knights. Frendo. Trying to wake that up. Just sits up there straight into the arms of Jonathan Docking. Now, how long will the Sharks wait before they kick? Danny Lee. Wilson. You would think they'd be looking Just about now for a kicker. Miller still wants to play with the football. Away from Magore. Eddinghausen has come close to the ruck, so has Miller. Hatch went down a blind side where the only man there was Corkery. Now they've waited right till the last. Newcastle to try and put some pressure on the kicker. He won't. Speechley. Cracker will take on Spina, and a bit of a gap for him. Spina comes again with a nice tackle.
Yeah, good diving tackle there by Laurie Spina. He's one of the most improved players in this Cronulla side. Got a lot of confidence. He's selected on the basis of good form on a weekly run. Here he goes with a beautiful tackle. State Bank replay shows it a classic tackle.
The Knights elected on their previous penalty just to take the tap. This time they get to within 10 metres of the halfway mark. The Fulmer for Sargent. Fulmer again at dummy half, as he has been right from the outset. Boyd. Now across from Mullane. And it gets over the halfway mark. Boyd again. 5 tackles used up, and they've just gone straight up with it. Now Frendo. Taken by Corkery. And the Sharks waited until the last before they kicked a few moments ago. They're up near the halfway mark now. And Wilson will play it. Here's Magore. Doyle holds him. Sargent into the assist. Danny Lee. Newcastle defence moving up very quickly. They've used up 5 again, the Sharks.
Well, just look where Hagan and McCormick are standing out here in the Newcastle backs. Word onside for any one of 4 rucks that preceded that one.
No score from Caltex Field. The Sharks and the Knights doing battle. Hatch with the restart for Davidson. Hatch again a dummy half for Massey. 12 metres away from the Newcastle line. Great opportunity now for Cronulla. As Danny Lee charges ahead. Gets to within 3 or 4 metres of line. Back it comes for Wilson. Very, very close to the line. Docking. He's going to score on his own. Made it look very simple.
Yeah, very soft try. See it again on the replay. It won't excite you, but it's going to be 6 points. They just grafted away Cronulla there. I was watching Gavin Miller come on the burst, but he ran as a decoy. There it is, the State Bank replay. That's the lead up to it. Wilson went terribly close to scoring, gets up and plays it back to one of the smallest men on the side, Cronulla's fullback Docking, and he surges over the line. Now, both of those players there should be very, very concerned with their ability to tackle head on. That's not real good, let me tell you. Yeah, Butterfield was one of them.
So Docking at 26 years of age these days on the State Bank player profile. Wilson makes no mistake. Straight between the posts. And the Sharks take a lead over Newcastle, 6-0.
Spina. About 11 metres out. Wilson. Speechley. Didn't look. I don't think Doyle was watching the football. Armand played the advantage. In fact, he's got them for offside. Only a couple of metres to the side of the post. About 15 metres out. 1 from 2 for Wilson. His first attempt was from about 40 metres out.
I hope it doesn't blow off the mount as he's coming in again.
Strikes it nicely. Starting to build into an imposing lead for Cronulla, 8-0.
So Ashley Gordon gets things underway again for the Knights. And again, this time it's worked, as Johnston was able to pick it up.
Well, the opportunity's always on. As I mentioned earlier, when the ball hangs up into the wind from the kick-off, there's more than one player should be going up there quickly.
Now let's see what the Knights can do as they get up towards the quarter line. Butterfield will play it. Cross for Glanville. Now here's Sargent. One-handed for Mullane. 5 tackles gone for the Knights. 15 metres out. Fulmer. The little grubber kick is going to be too big.
I'm very concerned with the way the game's going from Newcastle's point of view, because I believe they've just conceded the first half. And understandably, the wind is very strong. But it's often, when you're playing into a very strong wind, it's frequently a good thing to move the ball, because you can pass the ball into the wind better than you can running with the wind at your back.
Well, Cronulla squandering possession early in the tackle count. Just trying to force a pass. So Fulmer gets the scrum feed for the Knights. Speechley right around his ankles again. Now Butterfield, almost at halfway. Glanville. Johnson. Continuing to work the same way with the pass to Glanville. Now it's out for Jeff Doyle.
It's a good busting run. He's continuing his recent good form.
This is the last tackle for the Knights. Gordon puts it in the air.
That's gone backwards.
Yeah, it'll go backwards all right. He was able to catch it himself. We'll try again.
Well, it's gone backwards too.
This has gone backwards even further. Taken by John Davidson. Davidson over halfway. He's in the clear. I doubt that they're going. Oh, Cracker's coming at him now. Cracker just grabbed him. And Davidson is pulled down only about 12 metres away from the Newcastle line. It's with Wilson.
Well, they were way offside, and that should be 5 minutes in the bin there for Fulmer, I think. Yes, he's got it. Is it Hagan or Fulmer?
Frendo.
All right. 5 minutes in the bin. Consistently being offside in that sort of situation. That's ridiculous. Yeah, well, now, Davidson did very well. This is the State Bank replay. Davidson did very well. The kick went backwards to start with, but he caught it very well. And he pushed Cracker off, as you can see. Goes past him and then gets tackled by him at the second attempt. And, you know, the rest of the Newcastle side were nowhere near. Nobody on side. One player moved right up into the area so that it was just impossible for the Cronulla side to pass the football.
And very, very cold out here at Cronulla this afternoon.
Yes, I suggest he's probably going to aim, I would think, if you can check those papers that are blowing along the ground, I'd suggest he's going to aim about 5 metres outside the right-hand upright and wait for the big curve.
Curving too far, never allowed enough. Score remains 8-0 to Cronulla.
32 metres out. Here's Davidson. Massey. Now Lee. Diamond. Crunched about 13 metres out. It's with Spina. Spina saw a little gap and went straight through it. Desperation tackle brings him down a metre or two out. McGaw in a dummy half. It's across for Miller. The dummy from Miller. The little kick ahead. Fulmer off the goalpost, and Fulmer remarkably was able to get there, almost crawling to get to the football. In the last 5 minutes before half-time, Speechley almost finds a little hole. He still wants to go. Can he get there? No. He's been penalised. He was called to play it.
Well, the definition of a tackle comes into it here. If he's tackled in such a fashion that he can't pass or play the football, or the hand or arm in contact with the football, come in contact with the ground.
Wilson. Spina is at dummy half. This is Diamond. It's got past Sargent. Glanville was there to finish him off. Here's Miller. And Magore. Searching for that elusive little break in the Newcastle defence. They're going to get the penalty. And it looks as if Glanville's been given 5 minutes in the sin bin.
Yeah, State Bank replay. Now there was a penalty coming from this because Magore's leg was being held there on the ground. And it's cost this fella 5 minutes in the bid.
He also raked the ball away just as he was trying to get up.
And I think also he might have said a word.
He may well. So Glanville's in the bin as half-time approaches, and Alan Wilson has, that's the halfway mark you see there. Distance will certainly not be a problem for him. With this gale, he has a 50% record so far today. The half-time siren has sounded. Wilson from just about halfway, and he's gone nowhere near it, didn't hit it at all well. So the players go to a break.
8-0, Cronulla will start the second half. It may not be enough. There has been a change in the Cronulla side, Bill.
A familiar face in an unfamiliar position. 43, Barry Russell takes the place of John Davidson. Davo's torn a hamstring.
Barry Russell out on the wing.
Well, nobody's going to doubt he's got the pace for the job.
107 tackles was the most. That was Newcastle. Mullane 18. Cronulla 94 lead. Heading the way there was 16. Swirl of papers and the ball was difficult as it just hung up in the breeze for Boyd. Brecker. Now it comes for Mullane. What was the report from both coaches, Bill?
Newcastle to do what you expect. They're going to kick the cover off the ball and chase it. Alan Fitzgibbon stressed for the Sharks that ball security has to be their priority.
Breeze is looking as if it might even be picking up somewhat. Johnston. Crowd saying he should have been asked to play the football. Last tackle. Hagan goes back to Frendo. Doesn't try and kick it too hard. Down for Corkery. Taken by Johnston. Docking. Glanville still has 3 minutes left in the sin bin. Massey. Boyd missed him. Very bunched, the Sharks. Skipper David Hatch goes to dummy half for Diamond. Butterfield wraps him up on the last. Now they learn how hard it is to kick into this breeze through Speechley. Frendo has it. Gordon will try and do the work of some of his forwards. Fulmer, danger man from dummy half. He's got to be watched. Hagan, Johnston, strong defence from Diamond, drove him back. Mullane. Boyd. Two players seem to be supporting the ball carrier in this match. Fulmer with a kick straight down the paddock for Docking.
Well, that's a bit of senseless kicking.
Corkery. It's a perfect pass. He nearly let it slip through him. Hatch. Hatch tried to sneak up the middle, but Mullane was waiting for him. Spina. Very little confidence being shown by either side now. Both tending to run one out in the forwards or from dummy half because of the breeze. No one wants to risk it out wide. Miller. Very short angle for touch. And Frendo will just let it run over the line. Former with the feed. Grasped beautifully by Speechley. Glanville makes his way back from the sin bin. Interesting that John Schuster, the big rugby union signing, the All Black from New Zealand, Bill, started out in reserves today.
Scored 2 tries in that game, played magnificently for a player making his debut. The second try was an absolute pearl of it. He looks like he's going to make it.
Well, they left everybody alone, and McCormack just decided to pick up an easy 10 or 15. Now a bit of a roll on for Butterfield. Frendo with a mile of time. No one's kicking well on this Newcastle side, though. They can't make it any easier for Docking. Hagan takes him low. Barry Russell, cheer from the crowd. A big favourite here, the former Rothmans medalist. Massey. Diamond. He's got through a lot of work for Cronulla today. Miller. Definitely the sort of man who needs a run-up. McGaw agrees with that and gets there in time. Now back for Corkery. Just short of halfway. Eddinghausen with the kick that will come right back on the last for a handover for Newcastle.
So an opportunity for the Knights as Frendo is caught 32 out. Butterfield. Cross for Hagan. Then for Doyle. Got through one, Doyle. Here come the Knights now. Glanville. Running wide. Looks for Ashley Gordon. He got it to Gordon, and Gordon grounds the football, and that's a try. It was a long time coming, but the Knights are finally in. Well, State Bank replay will show exactly how this came about. I didn't catch who that player was there, but Gordon's the scorer of the try. Fulmer gets the pass away on the blind side. I think it's Mark Glanville. And he gets a pass back in as he's tackled onto Gordon, who then veers away towards the sideline again, away from the cover defence coming across, and scores a try. As you said, it's taken a hell of a long while to come. But really, this game is shocking me. I'm so disillusioned with the Cronulla side and the form they've shown at different stages of this year. The way they can run the football and what they're doing today is just falling into the hands of this Newcastle side. About 5 yards, maybe 7 yards to the right of the right-hand upright will be the line. The flags are still fluttering as strongly as ever, not the ones on top of the goalpost. Crecker from way out wide. He's allowed too much. Well, not enough, perhaps. Not enough. So, the Cronulla side still hold this lead, 8-4. The quality of some of the line dropouts we've seen today into this breeze hasn't been great. Usually they battle to get to the quarter line.
They've been under enormous pressure, Cronulla. They will do very well to hang on in this set of 6 tackles. McCormack tapped it, went ahead. Neil Arman said Barry Russell was back too far to act as a marker. Hagan, twice on the outside, he dummies straightened. That's a try to Michael Hagan. You don't hang off a player like him. Don't watch the football, go straight into him. He's got all the skills.
Well, spare me days, Hagan's going to start a dummy factory after this. The world's gone for the 2 dummies that he threw. Everybody's fallen for them. And that was a pretty good bit of a camera angle there to see that classic dummy, the 2 of them. Watch it. 1, 2, and then he straightens and goes. I mean, that's a lot of credit to Hagan. He's read the way the defence was moving out, and he realised that maybe this was the time. Really, he was trying to wrap it and give the pass to somebody coming on his outside and put them into a hole. But nonetheless, he's extemporised. He's done the not the obvious thing, and it's come up as a try for him. All the upsets today. There may be an upset at Leichhardt Oval too. We hear with the scores there at half time.
Sales rep. Well, he did plenty of selling, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Marty Crecker has only had the one shot from way out on touch. This one just next to the post. And a chance to kick them clear. It was never, ever going to be enough, that half-time scoreline for Cronulla. It surely isn't now. Newcastle grabbed the lead and turned it around 10-8. Danny Lee.
Lee's got through the entire game, I think, without passing the football.
Wilson. Docking, urging players from dummy half. Arthur Pappas. Barry Russell's gone to halfback looking to maybe find a break. He hasn't been able to get through. Speechley a dummy. Doesn't do the same job it did for Hagan. Miller harassed on the last. Gets a left footer in. Heading towards touch. The scrum will go down about 30 out.
Yes, they're looking now, Cronulla, as though they're shot birds.
Just outside 5 minutes. And a Newcastle feed. Within 6 tackles, we should be well and truly down the other end of the field. Unless there's a penalty. There's not. Fulmer. They control the football here. And a passage of play that could wrap it up. Crecker. Away from Coleman. They took him low. Johnson. Just ensuring that he made control of that football, wrapped both arms around it. Sargent. This win will certainly keep Newcastle online as far as semi-finals are concerned in a very congested Winfield Cup of 1990. Last tackle. Brendo. Behind Corkery, running towards touch. That is the perfect play from Newcastle, just what they wanted.
Yes, Brendo really judged this one to perfection. It's perfect from the wind point of view. The wind directly behind him coming down the field, and there was little chance that the ball was ever going to slow down. It just went straight over the sideline.
And you can see those papers really picking up. I presume they're papers. It might be big snowflakes. I'm not too sure. The Sharks in trouble. Ettinghausen was there to clean up, but it was a very near thing for the Sharks.
Yes, the straight back replay shows the frenetic effort there by Coleman to try to get the ball after a pass from Ettinghausen had gone astray. Now they're in between the devil and the deep blue sea, Cronulla. They've got about 4 minutes or so left on the clock, somewhere around about that time. They've had a line drop out. They conceded the ball back to Newcastle. The grinding work will start once again, although Gordon's going pretty well forward at the moment. They've got to play midfield right now, and Newcastle are coming home again very strongly.
Inside the quarter, and the Knights starting to look good.
They've grown in confidence.
10-8 is the score. Glanville runs from there and gets to within 5 metres of the line. Fulmer shows it to 2 people, then finally to Doyle, and Doyle again gets so close to the line. He's done that a couple of times. Fulmer from dummy half looks at the line. Can he get the ball now? No, he can't get even across the line. Last tackle now for the Newcastle side. And Butterfield can't do it either. So that'll be a handover. Right on the Cronulla line.
Well, that's exactly the place that Newcastle need to keep Cronulla, right down this area of the field. They've got no hope at the moment, Cronulla. They need to have a back, somebody with exquisite pace and good evasion, like a Russell running. Butterfield wants to watch that tackle there. It came up round Russell's face.
Corkery reaches the quarter line. Very dark at the Caltex field as Miller runs across the field and throws the football, which Crecker has been able to dive on for Newcastle.
Well, it's always the way when you play catch-up football. 1 in 20 games you'll win playing catch-up football. At the 19, the ball will go to the opposition.
So the Knights, now here's Crecker again, just 10 metres away from the line. McCormick. A bitterly cold Sunday that the Sharks won't forget in a hurry. Hagan nowhere to go. Just a few metres away. That's with Fulmer. Again, he's trying the little kick, but again, it's too big.
He's had a good game, Fulmer. He's done a lot of work, made a couple of long runs, and been a thorn on the side of the Cronulla team throughout the match. He's so quick. That's one of his great advantages.
Russell with the restart on the 22. Wilson, full time is just about here. Back for Speechley. Danny Lee skirting wide, flicking the football back. Newcastle come up with it again. That's the danger, as Rex was pointing out. Krecker held by E.T. Now Frendo. The Knights will know that there can be only seconds remaining.
Yes, they've got this game won. Knock it to there, just the whistle's just gone. But it's been a most uninspiring game from both sides, although Newcastle, to their credit, did play a little better in the second half. But Cronulla have frankly been dreadful throughout the match, I thought. Anyway, the scorers of this match, and let's have a look at it. Newcastle 10, Cronulla 8. Gordon and Hagan scored the tries for the Newcastle side. Krecker kicked a goal. Docking scored a try for Cronulla, and Wilson kicked 2 goals. So Newcastle 10 in a major upset.